Good morning, everyone. Or perhaps I should say good morning after, as I'm sure it will be known from now on because, ladies and gentlemen, last night, premiere of DSPolitics over on Kick. And let me tell you guys something. Future is so bright, I gotta wear nice Ray-Bans. We'll talk all about it this morning, including not only the rousing success of the launch of the show, but also the reaction across the internet that left ripples of hilarity. In addition to that, of course, we've got a regular show here. We'll talk all about the schedule. We've got another celebration because as we hit the goal today, it will be time to order for today's episode of DSP Tries It, which I cannot wait for. Plus, of course, all the usual discussion, schedule updates, and more. It's a great show to end the week here on today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Alrighty. Whoa, what the heck? What's going on? Hello? Is the music playing again? Something went wrong there. I think the music played a second time. Did it? It wasn't supposed to. Hold on.
Get ready for some meaningful content.
That was weird. I think the music looped, but I never set it to loop. Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. I'm DSP. This is the Level 1 Podcast. It is Friday, the 15th of November, 2024. My final day in a 6-day streak of streaming. 6-day week was great. Had a great time with you all this week. We had major progress in multiple games. We started up new playthroughs on the PS5 Pro. And of course, last night was the launch of DSPolitics on my Kick channel, DSPGaming Real. So we got a lot to talk about today. We really do. And I hope that you guys are excited for the future now that we have all this new stuff going on. What a great week it was. And I'm very excited to finish Life is Strange Double Impact today. We need to at this point. It's kind of a lingering playthrough that we've been doing for a couple of weeks. And it looks like today we should finish it. We're in chapter 4 of 5, and chapter 4 is the last real chapter. I guess chapter 5 is just a narrative area with like a single choice that you make to see your ending of the game. So we should get past that today. But before we even get to any of that, allow me to direct your attention, ladies and gentlemen, one more time to our goal streak of 66. 66 straight streams, hitting the goals, crushing the trolls. I am so happy and grateful to all of you for supporting my content for so much over the past month and a half. This streak has been going on. Let's keep that momentum going. Today's the big day. Today, when we hit goal 68 on this very stream, we're going to be ordering from the Taco Bell Decades menu. Allow me to show you what we'll be doing today for DSP Tries It. There we go. Here it is. We're going to be ordering some moderators to show up at the house. Now, we're going to be doing the Taco Bell Decades menu. As you can see, it is several items. The 1960s tostada, the 1970s green sauce burrito, the 1980s Mexamelt, and the 1990s Gordita Supreme. What I'm actually going to do, I'll order this Cravings box that also features some kind of a burrito. I don't even know what that is. And I think this is supposed to be like the double-decker taco or something like that. Say. A beefy 5-layer burrito, a double-stacked taco. All right. And I guess chips and nacho cheese sauce. And a soda, and it has a special cup, the Decades cup. So that'll be cool because it's like part of the Decades meal. Sadly, the one thing we can't do is get the caramel apple empanada, which I would have liked to try. They don't have that until the 21st, which is really stupid. Why would you launch half of your menu without the last item available? It's not available for another week. I'm not waiting another week to do this. So the moment that we hit the goal today, we're ordering. And I hope that you guys are excited. I love doing these DSP tries-its. Again, people who are criticizing it are hilarious morons. Well, why is you eating food a reward? Because it's DSP tries it. It's a show that I did for over a decade that then I discontinued, and I got nothing but complaints when I discontinued it. Now, I discontinued it because it wasn't viable anymore. I wasn't making any money on the show, and I was actually losing money buying the food for the show, that it was more expensive than what I was making on the videos. So now that we're doing so well and things are up and the support is great, I brought back the show. Oh, well, how is that a reward? Well, it's a reward if you're not a fucking moron. All right? So if you're not a fucking moron, please contribute to the stream today. Let's hit the goal on this very show. I would love to hit it on the show. And then we can get the food on order, and right after this stream ends, you know, the Life is Strange portion, we can have the meal. Okay? Let's do it. Let's keep it going. 67. And then I want to know what you guys want to do for next week. Some people already had some ideas, but I forgot what they were. They were earlier this week. People said, oh, you know, here, this place is doing this special thing. And I remember someone had mentioned it, but I forgot what it was. Let me see. Yeah, see, nothing here. We could try that, but I don't know if that would be any good. They have smash burgers now at Jack in the Box, and I've literally never had a smash burger in my life, so I don't know if they'd be any good. Like, they sound gross to me. The whole idea of having a good juicy burger is to, you know, keep it intact so the juice stays in it. If you smash the burger, you're destroying it, right? So, anyway. Maybe we could do the smash burgers from Jack in the Box. I don't know. You guys had told me something earlier this week, I remember, but now I forgot what it was. And that sucks, obviously. So let's think about it. Today, let's actually talk about it. What should be the next thing that we do for DSP Tries It next week when we hit the goal again? Because the momentum is there, and it ain't stopping. We are hitting the goals every single day, and I'm so appreciative of that. Remember, one of the crazy long-term goals that we set up is that if we hit 276, all right, I will do a full playthrough of Stellar Blade. So let's see if we can make that happen. That would be insane. We would tie the vest streak from 2020 if we did that. Very nice. See, Fed Rogers says the Shaq-a-roni from Papa John's. The Shaq-a-roni is just a big pizza with pepperoni on it. Like, there's nothing special about it at all. Like, at least with the smash burger, I've never had one before. So I'm trying something new. I'm trying something different, right? It would be interesting. With this menu from Taco Bell, it's a variety of products. A lot of some they don't have normally. It's something interesting. When you're just ordering, oh, the pizza, the Shack pizza, it's just a pizza. Like, there's nothing even new on it. It's just a bigger pizza with pepperoni. So it's kind of silly in my opinion. Okay. So I'm just going to get rid of a couple idiots. All right. So speaking of which, thank you guys. Let's do some shout outs because we already have some contributions. We start off today with Arcadia with a $2 super chat. Says, are you going to include your trip to the bathroom? No, that would be absolutely disgusting. And I don't want to gross out my viewers. I'm already gross enough when I eat. Can you imagine me going to the bathroom after the fact? So now we have to re-add the top super chat. The top super chat section to the leaderboard. Because now we have super chatters again. Last night when we were on Kick, there were no super chats, so that's why I took that off the leaderboard. But anything counts towards the goal. Super chats, super stickers, memberships, or gifted memberships here on YouTube. Or subs and gifted subs here on Kick, depending on where you're watching from. Or you could do a tip, which is across everything via PayPal. All right, so all these contributions are greatly appreciated. Please consider contributing to the stream. Let's hit the goal. Game Ticker just did a €2 super chat and says, have you ever completed a video game 100%? Yes. And by the way, technically the euro is worth more than the dollar. Is that correct? Is the euro worth more than the dollar? Actually, I don't know now, so I shouldn't have said that. But yes, I have. I've 100%ed many, well, a few games. I know I 100%ed Bloodborne. I platinumed it. I've platinumed a few. I mean, I would have to boot up my PS5 and look at the platinum trophies there. I also 100%ed Blue Dragon, I remember. Got all the stuff there. So, thank you, Game Ticker, for the €2 super chat. And, take a look here. What? Someone to the dollar says, I'm not going to lie, comparing your life to politics is weird. I have no idea what you're talking about. Comparing my life to politics is weird. Okay, thanks for the dollar tip. If you have a coherent thought, please tip again and let me know what it is. Anyway. Cool. All right. So, $5, momentum. Let's get some momentum going. I'd say let's get some stuff going, maybe some memberships and some subs. Let's get the momentum going on today's stream, shall we? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I want to talk about DSPolitics. I want to talk about how it went. I want to talk about all that, and we're going to do that. But before we do, let's briefly talk about the schedule for the week, because I kind of have it laid out now, and I want to share with you, you know, what I'm expecting to do. Now, keep in mind that when I talk about the schedule for the week, it's not always 100% guaranteed. It is always subject to change based on different factors. But here's what I've got lined up for you in the coming week, okay? So today, after this podcast ends, it's the conclusion of Life is Strange Double Exposure. I'm excited to finish the game. Besides a half an hour smash or pass event, I'm not kidding you, this happened in the game. There was a half an hour where they were all basically being creepy, lustful idiots. Like, it was really bizarre. It was like, let's name every character in the game and say if we want to smash or pass them. You're like, what the fuck am I playing? Once that segment ended, the game got good again, and we got back to a murder mystery and all that stuff. So overall, the game is good, except for that one weird, very out of place, interjected part of the game, you know, which I guess they had to do in order to, you know, hit their quota for, you know, what they wanted to do with their agenda there. But outside of that, I like the game. All right, so I want to see how it ends, and we're in this big segment where there's a big plot twist. So not only is there one, but there's two people who have powers now in the world of Life is Strange Double Exposure, and we're going to see where the plot goes. We're actually at a big event right now in the game, and I can't wait to resume and keep going. So we should wrap it up today. We're in Chapter 4. The game has 5 chapters, but apparently the final chapter is just like a big cutscene and a choice, and then the game ends, and then you can actually go back and reload the final chapter and make the opposite choice to see 2 different endings. So that's probably what we'll do today. And again, once that ends, we're going to order the Taco Bell food once we hit the goal, and we're going to have a DSP Tries It of the Decades menu, okay? Tonight on the late stream, it is the return of Friday Night Fights. The first time in ages I'm actually doing fighting games, and finally back on a Friday. Now, here's the thing. I would like to play the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Notably, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is the game that had the most comp. Maybe there'll be some people for Marvel 1, I don't know. But this collection's now been out for a couple of months. And what always happens with these retro throwback collections is they just don't have any players anymore after a couple of months. I would love to play this collection for you tonight and have a good time with it and play these classic retro games and have a good, you know, but it may not work. I may boot this sucker up and I can't find anybody, okay? On the flip side of that, Fed Roger just got it right in chat on YouTube. He says, only sweats left. Exactly. I might boot this sucker up, and the only people that are playing are basically using unblockable Rushdown Magneto. If you don't know, what has been discovered is that the Marvel Collection is impossible to play online at a high level because the game is very fast-paced, especially with Rushdown characters like Magneto. Well, the rollback netcode just can't handle it. It's actually been proven rollback netcode can't handle Rushdown in old-school fighting games. The games play too fast, so it can't actually let you block anything. So someone playing Rushdown Magneto literally has unblockables, and just you can't do anything about it. You're fucked. So essentially, at high levels, if someone's using Magneto in that method, the game's completely unfun and not fair and just brokenly stupid. So really dumb. It sucks. Maybe that'll be what I run into. I don't know. I would like to play the collection again. I like the old school, you know, fighting games. These are games I grew up playing. So that'd be awesome. Now, if it doesn't work, if I boot the sucker up and we can't get matches or whatever, we'll just play Street Fighter 6. We'll switch over. It's okay. We can do an on-the-fly switch if we need to. I would like to play this collection, but we'll see what happens. But either way, fighting games return tonight, and I'm excited for that. I hope that you will join me for that on the late stream, 7 p.m. Pacific time on both YouTube and Kick, okay? I'm off from streaming tomorrow. Finally, it's my day off for the week. Oh, I got a lot of stuff to do. Seriously, I got to go grocery shopping. I got to get pet supplies. I got to return that busted fan that I told you about that I now have to swap out at the store and all of that nonsense. I probably got to then call and get the electrician rescheduled to come back out here this week. So it's going to be, I wish it would be a fun day. It's not. It really isn't. I want to have a nice fun day out with my wife, and I can't have one right now because of this bullshit. But it's life, right? I'll be back on Sunday, and on Sunday, I'd like to do something per your requests, okay? Sunday's daytime stream will be a major stream of Bloodborne on PS5 Pro. It will actually be the main daytime stream, 3 hours of progress. We're actually at a really good part of the game where I have these different choices I can make. I can unlock the Secret Hunter's Dream. I can continue down the tower and exploring the area of the alleyways at the bottom of this tower. Or I could actually just unlock the gate and head up to Amelia. Or we could go into the dungeon, the Hyperbian jail or whatever it's called. We've gotten there too. So we have all these areas that we've unlocked that we can actually check out. So it's an open world kind of exploration and decide what order I want to do stuff. I'm pretty excited for that on Sunday to do a full stream of it. You know, I played it 2 night streams and people are like, oh, we like this, but can you do it as a day stream so more people can attend? Well, now I will. Okay. And then Sunday night, we're actually going to be doing Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'm finally going to unlock akimbo handguns. I've been trying for 2 streams, but I keep getting distracted. We're literally 1 level away from doing it. We will have akimbo handguns unlocked Sunday night. We'll play with them, and then maybe we'll do another build, okay? Monday, I'm going to do another stream of Dragon Age the Veilguard. Now, here's the thing. This game is not getting a lot of attention. I'm just going to be honest with you. The streams yesterday, I couldn't even hold 200 viewers. I think I had 150 viewers on YouTube and like 30 on Kick. That's awful. All right? Not even getting 200 viewers for something. You got to wonder, is it even worth my time anymore? Right? But the weird thing was, the support was good. People actually came by. Someone dropped a $200 tip and said, thank you for playing a game like this that normally, you know, it's slow or whatever, but I appreciate you doing it. If support keeps up, I'm okay with keeping the game in the rotation. So far, the game isn't bad. Like, it's not a bad game. It's just an okay game with really good graphics. Like, the graphics are the best thing. Everything else is kind of eh. So I would give it another shot. But if on Monday I noticed that we're really slow again, and if we're getting hard, it's getting tough to hit the goals, I think it might be time to retire it, you know? And that sucks because we're just getting into the part of the game where you're recruiting team members, and the story's picking up a little bit. But what can I do? If people won't show up for the streams, I'm not going to stream it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens on Monday. If we can get more people, like the views too on the videos on demand are also atrocious. Like the videos have been live 16, 17 hours. The videos don't even have 200 views on them. So there you go. It's like people just don't care about this game for whatever reason. It's not me, obviously. People are here for my stuff. It's just this game is not garnering any attention. So I don't know. We'll try it again on Monday and see what happens. Like I said, I was never committed to playing the full game, but it makes me nervous when I'm seeing these low numbers, okay? Monday night is going to be Black Ops 6, the premiere of Warzone, okay? Premiere of Warzone. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to do a solo stream of Warzone and see what it's like. Now, for the record, I've actually been speaking with a couple of different people about doing Warzone co-op stuff. And I think that I will be doing Warzone co-op. However, it didn't work out. One person who I'm trying to work with to do it had a bunch of internet issues. So they don't even think that they're going to have their internet like up and running properly by Monday. And I was like, well, I don't want to hold off too long. So I'm going to try Warzone on Monday night solo and see how it goes. And then long term, I'm probably going to be doing some Warzone co-op. I'm going to see if we can get teams together and stuff and try it out as a team. Because that's the one thing I never did was do it co-op, right? I always did Warzone solo, but I never really gave it a shot with a team. And I think that might be pretty neat. So let's see how it goes. All right. Okay. That's Monday. And then Tuesday, the main stream will be the premiere of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Brand new release. Actually, that's why I bought these aviator sunglasses to begin with, because I thought they'd be pretty neat to wear when I play Microsoft Flight Simulator. And those other ones that I had, are not real sunglasses. They're prop sunglasses for, you know, like a Halloween costume. And you can't even see through them. They're actually so tinted you can't see through them. They're dark as hell and they're not real sunglasses. And they barely fit me. These are actually real Ray-Ban sunglasses. Nice, high quality, super comfy. Love them. So yeah, we got these for the premiere of Flight Sim. So how's it gonna work? Well, if you remember, when I played Flight Sim years ago, what people would do is suggest areas for me to explore, give me the coordinates, or say, hey, here's a world monument you can find in the game by searching. And then I would basically schedule a flyover where you would start at a certain area, like an airport near it, take off, and then fly to the area and just kind of do some tourism. That's what really it is. We're basically doing aerial tourism. And while we're doing that, we're chilling. We're having conversation. We're having fun. A lot of people who ask me to fly to these places would then talk with me about them and say, hey, here's something you might not know about it. And here, you know, blah, blah. And we would learn about these areas that we're flying over. It was really, really neat. So I think it should be pretty fun. I hope you'll join me for the premiere on Tuesday. Now, my intention is to turn Flight Simulator into a chill stream, meaning it'll probably be a late stream that we do once or twice a week. We relax when we play it. It's not meant to be a daytime streaming game, but since it's the premiere and the release, I figured let's do it as the day stream on Tuesday. And then Tuesday night, we do another Bloodborne stream. Okay? Now, FYI, this schedule could change. Like I said, I have to schedule the electrician to come back this week to install my fan downstairs in the dining room. It didn't work last week, so we had to reschedule. So FYI, this could change around a little bit, and there's going to be one day next week I can't do a daytime stream. I just don't know when yet. But I will let you know as soon as I know what's going on, and we'll go from there. Okay? Cool. So that's the tentative schedule for next week. Are there more new games coming out? Yes, there are. But I'm just talking about the ones that are basically, you know, the big one next week is Flight Sim, and then we'll go from there. I'm excited to continue with everything that we are doing, okay? All right. Sleepy did a $2 super chat. Says, I enjoyed our meeting this morning at Del Taco. There you go. I don't know what you're talking about. It sounds like you might have met the Bizarro Phil, the one that, you know, he goes around impostoring. He's an imposter. He acts like me, says he's me, but he's actually a bad actor. He tries to fool people into awful things. I don't know. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. I received a $1 tip from liquidized nipple juice. Will I still try to get Wings and Boogie on the podcast? It's as I've told you guys, all right? At one point I cared, and then I just stopped caring. You know what I'm saying? I really did. Like, you know, would I like to do an interview with Wings of Redemption right now? Sure. Can I? No, he doesn't actively respond to anything. You know, it takes him so long to respond to like a DM or whatever. You get to the point where it's like, well, I don't want to have to say, hey, are you still interested in going on the podcast 7 times to even get a response? And then the response isn't a real answer. So, you know, I know Boogie wants to come on the show, but you guys literally told me you're not interested. Did you not? People were basically like, nah, Boogie's not so interesting. Get Wings. I was like, oh, I try, and he's, you know, doesn't respond, so I don't know what to tell you guys. You know, I can't make people respond, and I guess he doesn't really give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, if he did, he probably would respond. And the funny part was, he did tell me before his surgery in October that he did care and he wanted to be on the show. He's like, is it okay if we wait? I was like, yeah, I'm okay waiting till after your surgery. Well, that was a month ago. And he doesn't respond anymore. So, I can't make people act. They have to act and stop acting like sloths, essentially. Nothing I can do about it. So there you go. If ever they decide to respond or actually be like active, yeah, I definitely would have Wings on the show. But you guys told me, no, don't have Boogie on. So that's why I'm not interested in it. You know, I would be interested if people had told me that they wanted to see it, but people don't seem to want to see it. So there you go. All right. I received a $1.25 tip from a troll. So I just ignore them because I'm not stupid. I don't even read the messages anymore. Once I see who it is, I just ignore it and close it. So thanks, stupid. Okay. All right. So we got through all the housekeeping stuff. Obviously, you know what I want to talk about this morning. It's the reason I'm wearing the shades, right? So last night was the premiere of DSPolitics on my Kick channel, DSPGaming Reel. It was exclusive to Kick. I did not stream it on YouTube. I told you guys there's not going to be a crossover between DSPGaming and the DSPolitics show, and that's true. I'm not even going to tell you right now about we're not going to talk about politics. What we're going to talk about is how the show did. All right. So I was expecting, no lie, probably 200 viewers for this show. I was thinking I'd get 200 people on the stream who would want to talk about politics. Well, I exceeded 1,000 viewers on the show. I had over 1,000 viewers at one point. Now, that's just my live viewers. If you actually count the amount of people who restreamed me, all those idiots who steal content and basically add nothing to it but still make money on it, illegal, but you know, it is what it is. I had over 2,500 live viewers last night. And yes, those are all my viewers, because if I wasn't streaming, those people wouldn't be watching anything. So that's 2,500 people watched me live talk about politics last night. So thanks. Obviously, thank you to the 1,000 people who actually checked me out on my own channel. And of course, there's 1,500 freeloaders out there, but it is what it is. So how did it go? It went pretty well. Obviously, when you have that many viewers, you're going to get trolling and you're going to get morons, and we definitely had that, okay? When you had that element, we knew that was coming. The moderators did a good job. Thank you to the moderators that were there last night. I appreciate you, because there were quite a lot of people who were acting like assholes and trying to ruin it for everyone, and luckily it didn't happen. Luckily, we took control. 3 major topics were discussed. One topic took about maybe 25 minutes. One took like an hour, and then another took like another 10, 15 minutes. But they were all good topics. People really seemed to enjoy the show and what I had lined up. I think that's going to make the show good, is that I have topics already pre-lined up, ready to go, clips, articles to reference, rather than me just doing it on the fly show and then being kind of sloppy. I want to have that level of preparation every week for the show if I can do it, okay? So, overall, reception has been good. I actually had a few people reach out to me last night who actually congratulated me and said, I saw the show and it basically was good. Like not necessarily, you know, it's going to get polished over time. Let me put it that way. The more I do it, much like all of my content, right? When I started the podcast, it wasn't as smooth. Now it's a lot smoother. When I started with gameplay, it wasn't as smooth. Now it's way smoother. This is my first attempt at doing a show like that. I think for a first attempt, it was pretty dang good. If you haven't seen it yet, all right, there's an archive stream on the Kick channel, DSPGaming Reel. You can watch it in its entirety, but maybe you don't want to watch it in its entirety. Well, there's highlights that are going live on my DSP Reacts channel. Allow me to show you how this is working, okay? So, right now, you can head over to DSP Reacts on YouTube. Here it is, youtube.com/@DSP Reacts. And if you check out the main channel page, okay? Well, first was my video announcing that the channel was going to change. And of course, it's going to say for you, things in your feed. But this is DSPolitics highlights. So what I'm going to do every single week, after I finish a DSPolitics show, I'm going to take the show and I'm going to clip it out into clips of highlighted topics that I talked about during said show. Okay? And so here you can see these are the first 3 highlights that are live. I kind of put a few, I mean, normally what you would do is do like 1 a day, right? But I wanted to get a few out there just so people to get to understand exactly, you know, what I'm trying to do with the channel. So we got 3 here, and then another one is going to go live tonight at 10 p.m. Pacific time. Another one will go live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Another one will go live at 10 p.m. So I'm going to try to, maybe every 12 hours, there'll be a new one. And I think I have like 7 or 8. I don't know exactly how many I had. It's between 6 and 8 highlights, okay? And so if you missed the show, right, you can then watch these highlights on the channel. And of course, here you're free to comment after the fact. You can't comment on a Kick on-demand, you know, video or a stream archive, but you can comment here. So please do. I want everyone to check out these highlights. And quite frankly, already the highlights are doing better than any of the videos that normally would go on this channel for, like, look, here's DSP versus the internet from this week, 200 views a video, right? Here's the highlights already of the political show. In fact, if I refresh, they probably jump. Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
DSP
they did.
here.
Whoa.
And I'm making... Shut up, DSP. Stop being so talkative. Yeah, see, they went up like 100 views each. So they're doing pretty good already for the first, the first day. And I'm hoping that over the week people will be like, oh wait, you can watch that there. See, they'll grow over time. And this channel will actually get some views now, I feel, with these clips, as opposed to DSP versus the internet had run its course. It was not getting attention and views anymore, but now hopefully this channel will, okay? Now, that's great. And then the other cool thing is that on my Kick channel, so this is my Kick channel right now. Hello to everyone in the chat who's there. And if you sub to the channel, basically I'm going to try to do the political show every Thursday night. It's not a guarantee. There may be some weeks where we have to change it around, but I want to do it once a week, and I want to try to do it like every Thursday night, okay? So, look at this idiot. Here we go. So yeah, so I want to try to do it once a week. And the archive will always be here on the channel. I forget where does it show up? Down here? This is my dashboard. Where are the video archives? See, I don't use Kick. I don't use Kick, so I don't even know. Like, this is my channel, right? Well, I don't know. The video archive was supposed to be here, but it's not. For some reason now, we're staring at the panels. Which is fine. This is how you find information about the channel. Oh, you had to click on the name. Here we go. So it shows your current stream, and then it shows the archive stream. Here it is. If you want to watch the entire show in its entirety, which was about 2.5 hours, you can just click there and watch it raw. But like I said, I'm clipping it out and having those clips go on DSP Reacts over the course of the week. You're going to see another 3 or 4 clips go live there. Right? And so hopefully you'll check it out. And thank you. We had an insane amount of support. It was really, really great. Hundreds and hundreds of bucks of support, way exceeding what a normal stream would have been. And like I said, I had people reaching out saying, wow, congrats on your first stream. If you can keep that up, obviously you got a thing going on Kick. You're right. Here's the thing. With that level of viewership, okay, if I can maintain that level of viewership on the politics show, or at least, hell, if I get half that level of viewership, my channel will grow. I'll start getting recognized. I'll start getting people clicking on my show to check it out. More followers, more people checking out the content. I need to keep making streams like that. Right now, one of the things that I told you guys is that I can't get the higher levels on Kick. Like, there's a verification level and then there's another level. I can't get those because I don't have enough average viewers. To do that, you're supposed to have, like, I think it's like 75 to 100 average viewers. And as you know, on Kick, I don't get that many viewers. The vast majority of my viewers are still on YouTube for most of my content. But the Kick show did so well exclusively on Kick that hopefully over time we can build it up and it can be consistently hundreds and hundreds of viewers. And then it'll be able to basically get a foothold of its own. All right. So let's see how it goes. But I'm very pleased with the initial performance. I hope that you will all check out the clips here on DSP Reacts over the course of the week. Now, if you liked the show and you were like, wow, I really like that, and those topics Phil covered were interesting, but I've got an idea for a topic that I think Phil should cover. There's this new story that I heard about, and I want to hear his take on it, okay? You could do that. What you need to do is to become a submissions tier member here on DSP React, okay? And if you do, I'm going to make exclusive community posts just for you. So, for example, last night, I did that. Last night, I did a members-only post with a members-only video, okay, showing that, hey, if you're a member of this channel at the submissions tier, you can now submit stories, news articles, videos, and other things for me to review and, maybe talk about on the show. That's how I'm going to get crowd feedback, fan feedback on the show, all right? So please, a lot of people already are submissions tier members on DSP Reacts because they were submitting clips for the React show. Well, keep your memberships. Now contribute. We already have 3 people who did post up stuff, and I'm going to review that later, obviously. But hopefully by the end of the week, we can get like maybe 20 people who will submit content, and I can maybe take a look at those and say, hey, that was a good one. That's one that I'll actually do on the show this week. See? So please become a submissions tier member if you're not already, or if you already are, please check this out on DSP React and post up there. Respond to this members-only post with your suggestion, whether it's an article, a video, or just a topic you'd like to see addressed. That's the kind of stuff that I need to make the show better. All right? So please do that, and thank you in advance to anyone who does. I'm excited for the future of the show. You know, the very first episode did well. Now, that overall feedback was good. Of course, all my trolls hated it, but they're losers. No one gives a fuck. But the person who was kind of like interested and, you know, I wonder if it'll do well, most people agree the show went good. They liked it. A lot of people were like, all right, some room for improvement. I agree. It's not going to be perfect, but I think that for a first episode, it was pretty good. But the most interesting response came from the bowels of the internet, came from Mexico, from his shack, as the show goes live, from his angry shack, Ethan Ralph retorted. It sounded like a man in a tin can reverberating because, you know, he lives in this little tin shack. So listen to what he puts on Twitter. This is so good. What the fuck would DSP's dumbass... Oh, excuse me. What the fuck would DSP's dumbass know about politics? Me on 83 milligrams of Xan and half a bottle of Mezcal would still have better analysis. Woohoo! What in the world? Well, Ralphie, what in the world? My show did very good. My show had great attendance, great support. People loved it. People are clipping it. People are talking about it. Meanwhile, you're falling asleep on stream so fucking high. You can't even step foot into this country because you're fucking wanted by the police. Or is it the feds? Or is it both? I don't know. But all I know is I'm riding high. I'm having a good time. I've got great content. People want it. People like me. And what about you? Like, what the fuck are you to talking to me like that? You fucking loser. And like I said, this is like an ant screaming at a lion. Like, what are you doing? You're fucking trying to get attention. Because, again, we know the game, right? We know the game. Here's the game. Here's the game for Ethan Ralph. Oh, something is going on. It's timely. It's interesting. Allow me to try to interject myself into the situation so that basically I can get attention for myself, whether it's good or bad. Any attention at this point is good attention to Ralph because he has no actual way to get it besides being a human embarrassment. You understand? So he sees, oh, wait, DSP's doing something. It's going to get attention and people are talking about it. Oh, I've got to fucking interject myself into this equation now. So here's what he's happy. Here's what he hopes. He hopes that he's going to stream now. He's going to respond to my show. He's going to probably like talk shit about my politics show. And then my detractors will come to his stream and give him money. Just like they did with COG, you know, because my detractors are dumb. We've already said this. My detractors are brain dead fucking losers. So they will throw money at literally anyone who talks shit about me. So he is desperately hoping right now that by doing this, okay, he will get my detractors to come to his show and shower him with funds. All right? If my detractors were smart, they would say, we're not going to do that. We're not going to get scammed by this fucking guy. Because we know in reality, he doesn't care about DSP. He doesn't care about his content at all. All he wants is a payday. That's the only reason he's bringing me up. Look what happened when he tried to step to me a couple months ago. And I said, bring it. Bring on the Fuckville Festival. Bring it on. I'm ready for it. Because you're just going to give me free content. I'm happy for it. Let's do it. He bitched out. He pussied out. Like he is. He's a pussy. Okay? Same thing with Review Tech USA. Oh, all these years he wants to talk shit about me. But then when it's time to be a man up and come on the show and fucking confront me, oh, bitch out like a pussy you are. That's all these people are. They're clout chasing pussies. And they need to get their little boost of popularity by bringing up Phil, and then they run for the fucking hills. So, if again, listen, I know I cannot control my detractors. I know that I have no power over them. They're really stupid people. But if any of you have half a brain cell in your head, do not go to Ralph's show and give him money. I mean, really? Do you really think that this poor excuse for a human existence deserves $1 from anyone? Do not give him your money. Please. Really, I'm like, don't do it. You already gave COG hundreds of dollars. You saw where that went, right? Now this guy, stop it. Seriously, stop giving money to these fucking people. They don't deserve it. That's all this is. This is a desperate attempt Look at me. Look at me. I'm stuck in Mexico. I need your money. Please come to my streams and shit on DSP and send me your money. Don't be dumb. Please. Okay. So anyway, that's enough talk about fucking Ethan Ralph for this decade. All right. So anyway, the show did well. All right. I'm going to begin planning next week's show now. And I hope that you guys will join me for the next week's show. It should be a good time. Just like this week's. I'm going to have some feedback to review now. Again, if you are a submissions tier member on DSP Reacts, please submit your ideas, articles, videos, and otherwise just ideas for things for me to cover on the show. And I'd be more than happy. Really? I'd be more than happy to bring those up on the show. That'd be great. Arcadia says, can we do a goal where you spend a whole stream talking with the shitty accent? Ooh, the Ethan Ralph accent. I need your money. I'm down here stuck in Mexico, and god dang it, I can't get out of my fucking shed. The door damn rested shut. It was raining last night, and now the hinges are all fucking stuck. By the way, DSP sucks. Send me your money. All right. So anyway, yes, thank you guys for an amazing show last night. I had a great time with it. Can't wait for it next week. I know it's going to be a good one. I'll have some more. I'll have input this time. Stuff to. I've already found a couple local news stories that I'm interested in possibly covering. What I need to do is when I do these stories, I want to cover them like intelligently. I don't want to say, oh, here's one article, let me just read it. I want to like cover it with like maybe a few things that collaborate together. You know, with the story I did about Kamala Harris and the Democratic presidential race, I had all these videos to review, right? So I kind of want to do stuff like that. So what? You think this shirt is too tight fitting? Look, the arm is actually a little too long. See? The arms are actually a little bit too long, and it's actually very loose. It's a loose shirt. So I don't even know what you're talking about. You know, the thing is with this shirt, it's weird. See what they did? It's white under here. It should be colored. Like this pattern should go through the whole shirt. It's white, and I don't know why they did that. So sometimes if I just like lean forward or whatever, the white will like pop out a little bit. But that's natural. Like any shirt does that when you move. I don't know why they designed the shirt like that. It's weird. It's a nice shirt. It's from Gap. It's like I got it 100 years ago. I really like it, but it's just a weird design. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, and that's true. I could talk about world politics as well, but I need to look into it. I need to get educated on it. Over the course of this next week, I'll prepare some interesting topics, and it should be a good show. Again, tentatively, we'll do it every Thursday night, but that's not a guarantee. It depends on how my week goes. Right now, let's say next Thursday night would be the next episode, but we'll see. Okay? Cool. All right. Okay, so guys, that's what I had for you today. All right, to be honest, I just didn't have too much to talk about today. So, what I would like to do is open this up to Q&A. Let's see what you guys would like to discuss today. What would you guys like to talk about on today's stream? Tag me in chat. Got any ideas, any topics, anything going on I need to know about that maybe I missed out on because I was doing my show? I'd like to hear it. Okay? Valcule says, listen here, bish. You ain't going to talk about that Raffamea like that. Yeah? Am I going to play Stalker 2? I don't know. Have it on my list of releases for this month. It's a possibility. Did I hear about the big GTA Definitive Edition upgrade? Yes, but who cares? It's already old. The game is years old. I've already played them. I don't care about them updating the game 3 years later. It's not news. Any comments on Trump's cabinet picks so far? Yeah, but that's political. We don't talk about politics on this channel. We're covering the success of the show, but we're not talking politics on the show. That's a political question. You want to talk about that? Tune into my politics show on Thursday night next week, and we'll talk about it. Did I see the Dragon Age sales leak? Take it with a grain of salt, but it seems legit. No, I did not see any Dragon Age sales leak. Do I know what we're going to eat for the next DSP Tries It? No, but I'd like to figure that out. Well, first off, I'd actually like to hit the goal. I mean, this is the finale. We hit the goal today. We do DSP Tries It. It's a no-brainer that we hit it today. But guys, we're at $8 to support, and we're over 45 minutes into the show. Let's get some support going. Let's get some super chats, super stickers, memberships, gifted memberships, subs, gifted subs, and tips right now. Let's get some momentum. Let's get our first subs over on Kick. Let's beat $1 and $2 of support. All right, let's get someone up there with something juicy and significant. The toilet bowl will suffer today. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely. Will I play Dragon Quest 3? No. I'm already playing Dragon Age Veilguard. That's the RPG for now. If that fails, I don't think the next thing we should do is play another RPG when one just failed, right? So I don't think we're doing it. I would love to do it. I love Dragon Quest. It's an amazing game series. I know that it's a great game, but people around here just don't fucking like RPGs anymore. I don't know what to say. People will show up for fighting games. They'll show up for action games like Call of Duty. They'll show up for Bloodborne, but they don't show up for RPGs. I can't make people show up. I don't have a guess on how Life is Strange is going to end, nor do I want to. I'd rather just be pleasantly surprised or shockingly disappointed. I'm not even thinking about the end. I want to see how they've written it. I'm not one to speculate. According to Smash JT, I don't know who that is, an insider told him total sales is about 1 million for Dragon Age Veilguard. It needs 4 to 6 million for profit. Great. I mean, first of all, I want you to think about how insane that is. They need to sell 4 to 6 million copies of a video game for it to break even. What? That's insanity. How much did you spend on this game? Why did you spend that much on the game? Who the fuck was in charge of the project that you spent that much on the game? Because if that's the truth, 4 to 6 million, right? And the game is what, $70? Now, likely BioWare EA doesn't get all of that. There's publishing, there's all kinds of shit. But even let's say they make $40 a copy, 40 times 4 million, right? So they need to make $160 to $200 million on this game to break even. Where the fuck did you spend that money? $200 million? I think the main problem these days with game development is mismanagement of the projects. They're pissing money away on what? Like, what was it really used on? And is it valuable? Did it add anything to the game at this point? I mean, do you see anything in the game? The graphics are amazing. But outside of that, do you see anything groundbreaking or anything in the game that really needed $200 million? It's all established things from other games, franchises, even their own, you know? I don't even think there's a new element in the game that you haven't seen in another game before. So where'd the money go? Stuart says, did you ever play Farming Simulator? I don't know. Someone has mentioned this a couple times now. Is it a new game, Farming Simulator? Did it just come out? Farming Simulator 2025. I guess it did just come out. Available now. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you guys would like farming sim game. Like, would you enjoy that? Me running a virtual farm? I feel like the problem would be most of these sim games like that, they really are catered towards a PC audience. Now, that's okay. I'm a PC gamer. The problem is they really want you to use like keyboard and mouse, right? They want you to be mask selecting a bunch of units and using this and this. And I'm not using keyboard and mouse to play games. I'd be staring like this to play. My TV's over there. My monitor's over there. How do I do it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a setup to play a game on keyboard and mouse. I'd like to, like we were just talking yesterday about maybe me getting a lap desk or something like that. But I don't think that a sim game would really work. People are saying yes with that. Oh, you want me to talk like this when I'm playing Farming Simulator? You want me to bring out all them cows and milk the teats? Get them chickens to roost? Get them eggs a hatching? Harvest the grains? The salt of the earth people, the people who are the foundation of this country, need to be represented in video games. Farming simulator, folks. Very nice. I received, hold on, let me double check, because there's a lot of troll tips today that I've ignored. Okay, it's a legit tip. A $2 tip from Dumas, the Royal Guard. So this is actually the first tip of the day with a name. Thank you, Dumas. And Dumas says, here's a small donation for the kings for food. Here's a small donation for the king to get the food today. How will you ever check out Mario and I can't speak. What is going on? I can't read. I can speak, but I can't read today. Will you ever check out Mario and Luigi Brothership? It looks interesting. See, the thing is, I think it's interesting for people who played the previous Mario and Luigi RPG style games. They were all handheld, right? And I guess this is the new one in that line. I've never played them, so I don't know if I would like it or not. And quite frankly, I did ask people if they would be interested in seeing me do it, and they were, people weren't too into it. Every time that I play a Nintendo game, it really doesn't get much traction. Even the big ones, like Mario Wonder last year, didn't do well. That's why I skipped that Zelda game, and boy, am I glad I did. No one talked about it at all. That Zelda game, you actually play as Zelda, it fizzled out. It lasted like a week, and no one talked about it ever again. So I'm actually glad I didn't buy it and try to play it. I don't think it would have done well. Which is a shame, because it sounded like a new top-down Zelda, and I like that, but I think that sadly, the whole era of like Nintendo nostalgia, like it's still there. There's still nostalgia for Nintendo, but it's just not that kind of level of mainstream anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the big games everyone talks about every year usually are not Nintendo games, or if it is, it's because there's a brand new Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's not, because there's a retro Zelda game. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It sucks. I like those, and I definitely would have liked to enjoy it, but it doesn't seem like anyone liked it. You know, I'm glad I skipped it. I think it would have been a big mistake. Let's see here. So I received a $3 tip from Waluigi's Taco Stand. Let's get that on the leaderboard. It's a very long message, so I want to get them on the leaderboard first before we read the message. Okay. So Waluigi's Taco Stand says the following. There was an article that came out a few days ago. It says the blockbuster game genre is now dying. Smaller AA or indie titles are taking over. The most recent success is the Mario and Luigi game. It's sold not as much as a big AAA title. Since the cost for it is lower, it already made its money back in sales, and the sales aren't slowing down. What's your thoughts on lower budget games seemingly becoming the key to success? I mean, I just said that. Why did Dragon Age, the Veilguard, supposedly take over $200 million to make? We're playing it. We're what, 7 hours in now? Have you seen a single thing in the game that says, oh, $200 million budget? No. The graphics are nice, but all the gameplay elements are either from that game or other games. Like I said, it kind of plays like Hogwarts Legacy in a way. The narrative is all right, passable. It has dialogue choices, yeah, like every BioWare game. Like there's nothing even in the game that's original or that would warrant that level of investment. So where did the fucking money go? I think what happens is these big AAA studios have become so bloated that they have issues managing money, and they end up pissing away money like crazy, while these other studios aren't doing that. They're being more efficient, and then they're going to be more successful because they didn't have, maybe this Mario and Luigi game only cost $15 million to make, right? And then they sold a bunch, so now they've made $50 million profits, versus Dragon Age that might not even ever make a profit because they're morons. I don't even know what else to say about it, right? I mean, that's directly what we're getting reports on. That's what happened with Starfield. Starfield started off as a good idea, but the company, Bethesda, became so bloated and so much of a like this weird, department in department into department. I want to make a chair. Okay, submit your request to the art design department. All right. It's been 3 weeks. I haven't gotten a response yet. Well, ask again. Okay, finally. All right, so now they come back to you and they say, well, we'd like to do the chair, but we got this and this and this, and it's going to cost this much. It's like, wait, what? I just need a fucking chair. Give me a fucking chair so I can do my job. How can you even work like that? All for what? For a game that came out and it's a piece of shit. A game that comes out, all those years of development, all that money invested, the game sucks ass. They lost money on it. Like, morons. Okay, what else would you guys like to talk about today? We still have about 20 to 30 minutes. Do whatever, unless you just want to jump into Life is Strange. But I'm open to discussion before we jump into that. And again, please, guys, let's get some support. Let's get the goal going. I know you guys, after the entire week of hitting the goals, I know you want to hit the goals today so that we can do the DSP Tries It, right? So let's get that going. Let's hit it so we lock it in. We can order the food, get it all set and ready to go. And yes, today is the final day of Life is Strange, because I know people are like, oh, I hate this game. Well, it's the final day of it. We're finishing the story today. Would I consider getting a motorized desk? I have no idea what you're talking about. What the hell is a motorized desk? No, I don't need to drive my desk around. No, I'm not going to worry about doing DSPolitics twice a week at this point. At this point, let's do it once a week. Let's give it time to cook, right? Let's have it so that I have several days where I can research things and find the best topics, and people right now are submitting topics for the show. Let's give people time to do that. And so that way, once a week for now, but maybe long-term we would increase the frequency that I do it. But for now, I think that the once a week worked well. So let's keep it at that frequency, shall we? Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. Close this so I don't get distracted again. That's the problem having that shit open when you're doing a live stream. Like, oh, I started reading it. A desk that goes up and down. This desk does go up and down. It's not really a desk. This is a lap. They call this a lap desk table or whatever. It's a height adjustable table on a hydraulic thing. I just never adjust it. It's the perfect height. It's sitting right here. Has my laptop, keyboard, mouse, drink, stuff in front of me. This is how I talk with you guys during the live stream, is I read the double chats from my laptop screen on this desk. Now that I'm doing home improvements, what's next on the list? Don't know. We're kind of upset that the fans didn't work out this week, and now we have to have a second visit for the freaking electrician and everything. We got to get that done. And then after that, we decide what's next. At one point we were talking about getting a new dishwasher, but it doesn't seem to make sense to get the new dishwasher unless we're gonna like redo the whole kitchen, which we can't do. We don't have money for it. But we're hoping that in the next few years things will change now with the economy. Now that the Republicans are now going to be in power, we're hoping that the interest rates will go down and the economy will flip. And now within, say, 2-3 years, maybe my credit will be better because of the bankruptcy. It's still bad. Maybe it'll be better by then. And then I can maybe like refinance my home and get some money where we can like redo the whole kitchen. But that's years out. Like, there's no way that's happening right now. That's got to be like years out. So yeah. Yeah, really nothing major. Maybe a little thing here, a little thing there, doing some maintenance. Like we have a gas fireplace and we don't really use it at all. And my wife was like, I'd like to use it, but it's dirty. Like they get dirty over time. So I'd probably have a guy come and maintenance the gas fireplace and clean it up. And then once that's cleaned, then we can start using that at night for warmth, stuff like that. Basic stuff. We're not looking to do giant home improvements. We can't afford them. Even with the increased income I have right now, there's no way I'd be able to afford it. Like I said, the big thing for me would be getting this streaming PC. I hope that there will be some good Black Friday or Cyber Monday deals in a couple of weeks, and I'll be able to get a PC to replace my over 10-year-old PC so that my streams and my video quality will increase. I get a better capture device for it, have some significant, improvements to the business. And then after that, probably just start saving up some money so that way I can spend more time with my wife every month, have extra days off, and then eventually, having some money saved up to do something bigger. Right now, the little bit of extra that I've got is not enough to be doing significant renovation of the house or anything. By the way, guys, on Kick, if you want to talk to me, please tag me, because I think some of you guys are trying to talk to me, but none of you are tagging me in the chat, so I can't see that you're talking to me. Please tag me in the chat on Kick if you want to talk back and forth with me. Darziax, speaking of a fan, is there a smell today? Good question. The thing is, I don't smell it, but I've been in the room. How about this? Give me a sec. Ready? Give me a sec. Let's do a quick instant test. Okay, I can answer the question now. Yes, I do still smell it, but it's way less than yesterday. Here's what I had to do. I had to go across the house, open the window in the bedroom, breathe fresh air in from outside, which cleansed basically my nose and lungs, and then I came back into the room. Yes, I smell it, but it's not as bad as yesterday. Yesterday was like really bad, strong smell. Today I'm smelling it, but not as bad. So that tells me it's definitely the fan. It's this new fan. It's got to get broken in, and it'll probably smell a little less every day until eventually it won't smell anymore. It's a new thing, probably grease, right? The grease in the fan, whatever it is. That's probably what it is. So it doesn't smell, it's nothing bad. There's no smoke coming out of it or anything. So we should be good. Okay. Let's see. Winston says, I got into you through Kino Casino. I just watched the replay of your politics show, and I will say I was impressed with your knowledge and fair-minded perspective. Well done. Thank you, Winston. Appreciate that. Falkills says, my plans to buy a home fell through, so I got a gaming PC instead. Dude, you would be crazy to buy a house right now. Do you understand the insanely high interest rates in the United States? Like, when I bought this home in 2014, the interest rate was 4.75%, something like that, okay? If I were to buy the same home today at the same price, my mortgage payment would be almost double what I pay now, because the interest rates have gone sky high in the last decade because of inflation. I feel so bad for people who are now in a situation where it's like, oh, it's time for me to buy my first home and start a family. And then you're going to go, in this climate, you absolutely should not. That's just insanity. You're going to be paying so much money out the ass to interest for no reason. There's just no good reason for it. It's going to fix itself now that we've got the right people in power to fix the economy. It's going to flip. Already, they're speculating they're going to continuously bring down interest rates. So hopefully that everything's going to be fine. And, we shall see. We shall see what happens. But fingers crossed, 2-3 years, everything's much better. And then we can do things. Like, I literally have insane amounts of equity in this house. When I bought this house, I bought it for $250. I think right now on my mortgage, I have like $200 left, $200K. The house is worth $500K. It is. It went up that much value in the last decade. I can't do anything with the equity because my freaking interest rates are so high, I'd be paying too much for it. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the interest rates to go down, and then I can do stuff. But yeah, I feel bad for anyone now who's like, oh, I'm coming to my own. I got a job. I'm going to buy a home and raise a family. Oh, what the fuck is going on? What is with these prices and what is with these fucking interest rates? This is insanity, right? Yes, interest goes up if you refinance your home. Like I said, my mortgage is at like I think it's 4.75% is something like that. If I were to refinance it now, it would be like 8-9%. It'd be insanity. Absolute insane interest rates. I'd be paying double. So I'm definitely not doing that. All right. So again, what would you guys like to talk about? What's the present I was most happy to receive from my parents? I told you. It was the Super Nintendo that I got for Christmas. That was like the perfect gift. It's a console that it was huge in absolutely positively huge jump in technology from the NES. The graphics were so good. The music was well improved. The controller was revolutionary because it had all these buttons, shoulder buttons and everything. You could do so much more with the SNES than you could do with the NES or any console before. And I got it on Christmas, and it came with Super Mario World. I think I got both Mario World and Zelda for Christmas. I think I got a few games for it too. And I liked Zelda, but man, Mario World was like the perfect Christmas Day game because you could play through it. Actually saved. That was another revolutionary thing. You could save your game. You couldn't even save games before that. So here you are, you're playing it, saving games. Oh, it's time for a meal. All right, save your game, go downstairs, have a good meal with the family for an hour, then come back up, play more, smell the smells of the house, and my mom is making Christmas dinner, right? You smell this amazing food, and you're playing these Mario levels for the first time. Like, oh, this game is amazing. You're like, you know, that's like super nostalgia to me. It really is. I received a $5 tip. Okay, so yes, you did this correctly. Basically, someone has tipped me $5 and they were nervous because they were like, I want to make sure I'm doing this right and there's no doxing of information. There's not. If you tip me, let me explain because there are newcomers. Now, I understand there's newcomers to my content. Here's how it works. If you send me a tip via PayPal, the only thing I can see is what you have set in PayPal to be public. Now, some people are dopes, I hate to say it, and they put all their information. They put their name and their address and their phone number and all this crazy amount of shit because they basically use PayPal to pay for like stuff on eBay and shit like that. And they think, oh, this is an easy way to do it so I don't have to give my information out later. It just auto loads it. That's fine, but you understand every single time you use PayPal, everyone gets all that information. So it's usually not wise to do that. What most people do on PayPal, they set it up with an alias or they set it up to just show their email address. Okay? 99% of the people who tip me, I only get to see an email address. That's it. So in this case, this person tipped me and I saw an email address. Okay? So, yeah. So there you go. So, no, I don't have any other information. All I get is like very general information when people tip me from PayPal. I don't get, and I would never dox anyone. If you want to go by a name in a PayPal tip, all you do is you put the name in the tip. So you can say, hey, so this is Michael, and I just want to say, hey, Phil, good show, and here's your contribution. That's how you do it. If you don't put a name in the body of your tip, I will never read out a name. Okay? So there you go. So in this case, this is an anonymous $5 tipper. Okay, so let's put an animation and let's see what they want to say. It's not working. Ugh. Finally, I get a contribution big enough for an animation. And now this thing won't work. Did it work? It did work. It wasn't loading on the screen. Okay. Like an anonymous $5 tip. And basically, this person is asking about previously how have I registered for voting? And I was like, listen, here's the truth, okay? All this kind of stuff is public. The history of anyone's, what party they were a part of, where they registered as a Democrat or a Republican or a Green Party or a Libertarian or whatever. It's all public. But it's also not anything that anyone should give a fuck about. Like, seriously, like, it's no one's business how someone is registered one way or another. In the United States of America, you have the right to be in any party you want. You have a right to vote however you want. Or you have a right to abstain from voting. And that's all within your rights. That's the beauty of the American democratic system, is you can participate or choose not to participate however you want. That's true independence. You're not forced to do it one way or the other. And by the way, whatever your action is or inaction, you don't get judged for it. You don't say, oh, you're my enemy. It's been publicly exposed that you voted for this person and I don't like that person, so now I hate your guts and now we're going to go to war over it. No. That means if you act like that, you've undermined the democratic system that we have in this country. Seriously. So when we're watching a Kamala Harris campaign ad where she has Will Ferrell saying, we're going to hold you personally responsible, Gary, if you don't vote for Kamala Harris and Trump wins, that's literally undemocratic. The whole thing is. Okay? So, FYI, it's none of anyone's real concern or business who I ever voted for, how I was registered, none of it. Just because I have stalkerish losers on the internet, okay, who stalk my every move, who act a certain way, doesn't mean that you have a right to try to, like, pry into my past and shit like that. Have I previously been registered in political parties? Yes. Have I previously voted for things? Yes. Do I vote for things sometimes? Yes. Is it any of your business how I vote or why I vote? No. Now, I have a political show, and I very well may talk about those things on the political show in the future, but it has nothing to do with my podcast or my gaming content or anything. So I don't know why people would be bringing it up. It's none of anyone's business or concern. And again, it doesn't even prove anything. Like, oh, well, Phil isn't currently registered to vote, therefore he can't do a politics show. What the fuck are you talking about? Explain that. Really, connect the dots here for me. So because I haven't voted recently on something here in Washington State, I have no right to ever speak on anything political? Are you slow? Is there anything in there? Hello? McFly? Hello? What are you talking about? What you're saying makes no sense at all. There's no connect. Look, literally, there's no logical connection. That's what morons do. They'll just bring a reference up and be like, okay, so that's why. Wait, logically connect the dots and explain. Right? I've already explained this over when I was over on the Kino Casino show. What really sucks for me is I live in Washington State. Washington State, for those who don't know, Washington State in the United States is one of the top 3 most liberal, left-leaning states in the country. What that means is any single time that there's anything up for a vote or for issue, it always goes blue. It doesn't matter how many people try to rally or vote in any way, it always goes blue, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is a blue state, and it probably will be forever. Maybe in time, if things change enough, then it could turn back a different way. Right now, it's all blue. So literally, there's no reason for me to vote on an issue because it always goes the same way. Like there was just a governor race. Of course, it went right to the Democratic side. There was no way that a guy who on the other side had any chance to be voted in. We all knew it was going to be the next Democrat was going to be the next governor of the state. It's like that. Okay. Sometimes it hasn't been like that. When I lived in Connecticut, it wasn't always like that. Okay. Then it turned that way. It went liberal, actually. When I moved out of there, it went super liberal too. So maybe, if I lived in one of these states, these swing states, where it's always kind of back and forth, my vote would actually kind of matter. But sadly, where I live, my vote literally doesn't matter. If I vote blue, I'm just voting another drop in a giant bucket that's already full. If I vote red, it doesn't matter because the blue always wins by a landslide. So it doesn't matter how I vote. Get it? But dumb people would say something incredibly stupid. Like, well, if you never vote, you have no right to talk on politics. Wrong. Maybe the reason I don't vote is because my vote doesn't count, because our political system's fucking busted, right? Right now we have a system where if I vote for president, it doesn't matter. It's overridden by the whole state. Why? Maybe it should be a popular vote presidential election. You ever think of that? Maybe that's something to talk about on a politics show. Maybe the actual common person in America should have their vote counted instead of just thrown away just because of where you live. But what can you do? You know what I'm saying? So I've had enough of people who want to just make shit up and they can get fucked. No, really, they can really get fucked. Like this fucker right here, you get fucked. Who else would like to fuck? Who else wants to get fucked, right? Here's one. Okay, you get fucked. Enjoy. Joel Loft says, sadly not up for fucking right now. All right, good. That's good, though. You don't want to get fucked. That's the whole point. You want to stay away from it. But, you know, you're going to be an idiot and you're going to make up fallacy arguments and illogical arguments, then I'm gonna fuck you. I'm going to throw you right off the string. Fucking people are so dumb. Elixification says, on the flip side of that, someone that votes will know all about politics. I know 20 people that vote. They don't even know what they're voting for. Yeah, exactly. It's a fallacy argument because what it is my detractors at every turn want to say that anything that I do is invalid. Despite the fact that I had 1,000 viewers on my live stream, 2,500 total live viewers during the show pulled in great numbers. People overall were shocked at the quality of the show and actually really liked it, right? They can't admit that. They have to spin it in any way to make sure that, oh, the show was bad. So why was it bad? Oh, because Phil doesn't vote. What does that mean? Nothing. Literally, it means nothing. It's not that I don't vote because I'm lazy. It's not that I don't vote because I hate the political system and I want to leave the country and annex from the country. No, I don't vote because my vote doesn't matter. If I register right now and vote, it doesn't matter either way. I'm going to state that it's insignificant. And I think that's a problem with our system. That it should make it so your vote does fucking count for something. And it doesn't right now where I live. That sucks. I do. In the political system right now, I feel insignificant. Like no matter what I say or do in an election, it doesn't matter. Now that I have a politics show and I actually can speak my mind about political topics, that might change, right? Now I actually may have the ability to talk intelligently about politics to an audience that's willing to listen. And I may actually have some people along for the ride and I might have an impact. My vote had no impact because of the way our system is set up. It's a waste of time. Let's see here. Someone tipped $2 and says, but people have fought and sacrificed for the right to vote. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. Doesn't mean that I have to. It doesn't mean that my vote has any meaning. It doesn't. Like, you guys out there who make up these lofty things, you're so insane. Like, listen, people fought for the right to vote because they needed to overturn injustices. They needed to change the system. They wanted to make it so that things could improve, right? My vote doesn't change that because my vote's insignificant where I live. It sucks. I don't like that way at all. I wish it was, but it just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? At all. So, you know, it is what it is. That's the world I live in. That's the country I live in. And by the way, I'm happy to live in the United States of America. A lot of people sit and bitch all day about this country. What you don't understand is that in a lot of other places, it is so different and you don't have any of the freedoms, values, or things that you get here. You don't get in other places. But what it is people just want to always complain about how much better it could be and never happy, never grateful. It's pretty fucked up how people are, right? For me, I definitely get it. I'm definitely in a good place to be, especially for me, the kind of job I have, the content I make. This is a good place to be. I could literally be in a country right now that because of the stream I'm doing right now, the government could kick down the door, pull me off the stream, and arrest me. They could say, oh, you're not in agreement with how the government's working? Go to the gulags. Thankfully, I don't live in a country like that, and I'm happy for that, you know? I certainly think there's things that could be improved, and that's probably stuff that we will tackle on DS Politics moving forward. But, you know, I'm not dumb like a lot of people who just like to sit around and be so ungrateful about shit. You know what I mean? Okay, thank you, Winston. Winston just became a sub over on Kick. Thank you, Winston, for becoming a sub on Kick. So if you just became a legit sub, meaning you paid for it yourself, you're part of the Founders Club. There's only 40 spots left. I looked last night, we were at 59. So you're number 60. That means that you get a unique badge. Okay, a unique badge on your chat. Go ahead and go into, what do you talk about? The identity area in Kick. There's like an identity portion to show how your name shows up. And in there you should have badges, and you can select founders, and you'll have a number 1 next to your name when you talk in chat now. You'll be the first, one of the first 100. Only 100 people will ever get that. There's only 40 spots left. Excuse me. That's exactly right, Enemy Warlock. Enemy Warlock says, I can understand this argument. If he didn't have a clue, he wouldn't know that his vote doesn't matter, and it always goes one way where he lives. I live in a similar area. I only make sure to show up and vote when there's a chance. In the United States of America, you absolutely have the right to choose. No matter what you're doing, you have the right to choose whether you act or you don't. That's part of the independence we have. That's part of the democratic process. Some people literally never vote because they feel it's like protest. They feel like the candidates aren't good enough to even vote on. And that's valid too. You have the right to choose. That's a good thing, to have that freedom. In some countries, you don't have those freedoms. Get it? There's a difference between, I'm just lazy and I don't want to get involved in the process because I like to sit like a lump in front of my fucking TV or smartphone all day, and I just never want to have any intelligent thought in my head. I just want to coast through fucking life, leeching off others and never being a part of anything positive or productive. That's a little different than, oh, I know how the process works, and I know that sadly my vote has no impact, so I'm not going to waste the time, with that process. It's very different. But people don't get, well, seriously, if people do get that, my detractors won't acknowledge it because they're losers who just want to say everything I do is invalid. That's all it is. Again, the show went well. People liked it. There was good views, good attendance. People are watching the clips. People contributed to the show. They can't wait for next week's show. They're excited for it. But the detractors can't admit that. Oh my God, it was terrible. It was awful. He's misinformed, uninformed, doesn't vote, every piece of shit coming out of their mouth. Every little sour turd because they're seething that I do popular stuff that gets attention and makes money. They're so upset. And by the way, the only reason that they ever get attention or make money is me. If I didn't exist, they wouldn't exist. They're leeches. They know that. They're parasites. And they will die someday. They will die off. But, for now, it is what it is. And, I enjoyed the 2,500 live viewers that I had last night. That was very nice. Okay. Who cares about what RTU says? Someone like RTU is such a fucking clown. Literally everything he's ever done was for attention, for profits. The guy's a joke. The guy's a phony. Everyone knows it. There's no reason to ever bring the fucker up. Literally, there's no reason to ever bring that man up. Winston, you have the right to feel that way, and I respect your opinion. It sounds like you certainly don't live in Washington State. That's the truth. You definitely don't. Someone tipped 225 complaining about Trump. That's great. Save that for the politics show. Okay. Save that for the politics show. This is not a politics show. Okay. I agree. No, I'm serious about this. Any drama regarding Review Tech is so boring to me at this point. Like, I don't give a fuck about that guy. I really don't. Like, I just don't see a reason to ever bring him up at this point. Everything he's involved in is a clown show. It's all a joke. And we all know it. You know what I mean? Like, There's no reason to talk about him and beat the dead horse. The guy's a loser. He's never coming back at this point. He could have had a resurgence. He did all the wrong shit. No one cares about the fucking guy. So I have no reason to talk about him ever again. Like, only people bring him up in the chat, but I have absolutely no reason to bring this shit up. It's so dumb. Winston has just gifted 3 subs over on Kick. Thank you, Winston, for 3 gifted subs. The first gifted subs of the day. Each is worth a $5, so that gets us up to $42 in support so far on the show. Thank you so very much, Winston. Appreciate that. Did I discuss ideas for the next marathon? No, we need to figure out what kind of stuff do you want to do on Thanksgiving during my Thanksgiving Day stream. I have an idea. And then we got to figure out what to do on Black Friday. Traditionally on Black Friday, I do a whole day of content. I just don't know what I'm doing this year. Last couple of years, we did a react to ads, like advertisements. But I think that's kind of played out. We did it for 2 years in a row, and it doesn't seem to be doing so well. So I think we should do something different this year. I just don't know what. Here's the truth. So someone just said, any thoughts on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson tonight? If it were a real fight, I'd actually be like, wow, I'm rooting for Mike. I want to see Mike come back strong here and beat the shit out of Jake Paul. Seriously. But I don't think it's a real fight. I think it's fake. I think just like all the Jake Paul fights, it's staged, and likely Tyson will take the fall and take a big paycheck. I wish it were real and he would just like destroy Jake Paul, like smash his face in. That would be very, very pleasurable, but I don't think it's going to happen at all. I think it's going to be a fake fight, just like all of them. And dummies will like believe it's real and bet on it and lose all their money because they think it's real. Of course, everyone's going to vote on Tyson and then watch Jake Paul win. You know what I mean? Do I know why certain pumpkins are blue? No, I know they're on there. I know there's certain pumpkins that are blue, right? They're colored. But I don't know. They're not orange. They're like a different shade. Maybe they're squash. I don't know. It's just a nice animation that they put in there for fall. I don't particularly know what those are. Review Check USA Archive. Thanks for a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, Winston, you're a little confused. Only people who legit pay for memberships themselves on Kick get the Founders Badge. You just gifted some subs. Those people sadly do not get Founders Badges because you just told people who gifted subs to get a Founders Badge, but they don't get it. Only people who pay for it themselves. So 60 people so far have actually purchased the sub themselves, and they get the Founders Badge. Get gifted, you can't get it. You have to wait for your gifted sub to run out, and then you can buy one yourself. Yes, Friday Night Fights back tonight, Sandy. Hopefully we can play Marvel 2. I want to play Marvel 2, but I don't know if it's going to work. I hope it works, but there's no guarantees that it's actually going to work. If it does work, I think it's going to be great because Marvel 2 is a great game. Of course, we know that Magneto cannot be blocked, but so that might suck. But I mean, I do hope that overall, it's a fun stream. If it doesn't work, we'll just play Street Fighter 6. Which Taco Bell item am I looking forward to the most today? I have no idea. The thing is, some of that stuff I've had, like the chalupa, I've had chalupas before. To my knowledge, they still have the chalupa. So I don't even know why they have the chalupa on there as a decades item. That's bizarre to me. But I never had the tostada. I never had this burrito with a green sauce, and I never had the Mexamel. So at the very least, there'll be 3 new items I'm testing that I never had before. Nito says, I'm confused. How are you co-streaming without using that site anymore? I missed a lot, I guess. Yeah. So I was paying for Restream.io. Okay? It's $50 a month to stream at 1080p. I was using it, and I started having issues. Like, actually, the connection was dropping and stuff, and I'm like, what's going on? So someone looked into it and said, you actually don't even need them. Their service is actually pretty obsolete, but a lot of people aren't aware. There's a free plugin that you can use in OBS that co-streams for free. As long as you're streaming at the same quality, it's completely free. And I was like, wait, what? So I looked into it, and yeah, it does exist. And you can do it. I was like, oh. So I put the plugin in, and now I just do it for free. And I canceled Restream.io, and I'll never use them again. I basically wasted $50. There's no reason to pay for the service. I couldn't believe it. I was like, why would anyone pay for this? It must be just ignorance. Like maybe at one point the plugin didn't exist, so people did have to pay. But I don't know why you would pay. And by the way, the Restream.io service was having issues and causing my connections to drop. Well, now that I'm using this plugin, I've had not a single issue. So the free thing is just so much better than the one you pay for. It's ridiculous. Happy birthday to Joaloft. No, I'm not going to sing you happy birthday, but I will wish you a happy birthday. I hope you have a good day. Winston says, oh, by the way, Winston, it's DSPGaming Real, if you want to tag me. He says, what is your opinion on Mortal Kombat 1? I see people play it. I don't know how it is. I like how there's voice chat. I enjoy trash talk. I don't know why. It's terrible. Mortal Kombat 1 is the worst Mortal Kombat in like a decade. They basically took 10 steps back when they developed it. All they did is they made it a tag game with assist characters rather than adding new gameplay elements. They actually removed gameplay elements from the game from the last one. Like the last one added all these elements that made the game better. They removed every single one of them and went back to the drawing board and made the game far worse. The online connections are awful. It's the laggiest fighting game out there. Like it's worse than Tekken. It's worse than Street Fighter 6. The game is unbalanced. There's completely broken, unbalanced things in it. It's just it's a trash game. Basically, everyone bought it because, once again, it's Mortal Kombat. So everyone wants to see the gore. Everyone wants to get hyped for it for a month. And the competitive scene has completely fallen off and no one plays it. If you buy it, you'll find players, but it'll either be the sweats who have not stopped playing since day one and they just cheese the fuck out of the game because it's broken, or you get just a bunch of scrubs who don't know what they're doing because no one plays it seriously. Like, seriously, there's like no community for it. It pretty much died. Okay. Any final topics or anything you guys want to talk about before we adjourn and get to the conclusion of Life is Strange? Because last chance, it's 12:55. Holy crap, time flies. When I'm doing this podcast, time seriously flies. It never feels like we're that far in or whatever. It never does. No, I've never eaten a sandwich ever in my life. It's, you don't just have to ask me questions arbitrarily. Just saying. Is Atomfall on my radar? From what we saw, it kind of looked like a knockoff Fallout, right? Like, it definitely took a lot of elements from Fallout. I don't know. I guess we'll look into it. It's in March. A lot could happen between now and March. So let's see what happens. Maybe I'll play it. Maybe I won't. You guys tell me if it looks good or not. You want to see me play it. Is Double Exposure the best Life is Strange game? Probably not. I think Life is Strange 1 is probably still the best, and I actually liked True Colors a lot as well. This one's good, but let's see how it ends. But it's good. But it's definitely better than Life is Strange 2. It's definitely better than Before the Storm. Those were just awful. This at least has some entertainment value and an interesting mystery plot that keeps you guessing. Yeah, True Colors was surprisingly good. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. What's my favorite Mortal Kombat? You mean of all time? Oh, God. My favorite Mortal Kombat of all time? Probably like Ultimate MK3. Because that was like the epitome of what the game could be at a competitive arcade level. After that, it fell off because 4 was busted and broken shit. And then after that, they never had another arcade game. So yeah, Ultimate MK3. Do I think we need a new Batman game? I don't know. Maybe. The thing is, like, if anyone does a Batman game and it's not Rocksteady, right? And it's not in that style, is it gonna live up? I don't know if it would live up to the Arkham trilogy. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe the Arkham trilogy was so good and exceeded expectations so well that sadly now, if anyone else takes a stab at Batman, they're gonna look bad. I don't know. I just wish Rocksteady had made a good game instead of Suicide Squad, because now that's just sad. No, it really is. That went that way. Am I going to play Monster Hunter Wilds or Dragon Yakuza in Hawaii? Monster Hunter Wilds is a maybe. I hope they do another beta, because I missed out on this last one because it was so short-lived. It was only like 2-3 days. So I didn't get to play it, so I don't know. I want to play it before I buy it. And maybe see if you guys like it or not. So I hope they do another beta. As for Like a Dragon, I mean, of course I want to play it. But as you can see, the current climate for RPGs is just not doing well in my content. Every single one I tried to play in the last year, Like a Dragon Infinite Well, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma 2, Metaphor, and now Dragon Age, none of them did well. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to play it. I want to, but at this point, it seems like people are pulling me away and steering me away from RPGs, which kind of sucks because I love RPGs. What can I do? I have to do what people want to watch. It is my business as well as my hobby. It sucks that that's the case, but I got to do what's going to pay the bills and put money on in the pockets and food on the table, right? What's up, No Sleep Real Vibe? See you for fighting games. Sounds good. Yeah, Dragon Age has continued the streak. That is true. But it's been pretty close. Like this last one, we got a big contribution on the podcast and then nothing for like hours and hours. And then all of a sudden, boom, someone came in and dumped like a giant tit. But it was basically like 2 people. You know what I mean? It's not like when I play fighting games, when I play Bloodborne, when I play Call of Duty, you see a variety of people coming in and supporting. When I played Dragon Age, like 2 people supported the whole stream. So, you know, it makes it concerning that only 2 people care about the game. That's probably not a good thing, right? Yes, moving forward, I'm absolutely got to be choosy about RPGs. The only reason I'm playing Veilguard right now is because it was donated, and I said I'll test the waters and see what happens. If I had played it and it flopped right away, I would have just dropped it. Can I stream to other services as well? I think so. I think this plugin supports like a lot of multi-streams. It's not just 2. I think I could do more than that if I wanted. All right, well, folks, we got to 44 bucks. I was really hoping we would have hit the goal by the end of the podcast because I wanted to order the food, but we didn't hit it. So now what I'm going to do, we're going to wait. And when we hit the goal, hopefully during this stream, then I will order. I can't order till we hit the goal and we complete the streak, which would be this 67. So we've been saying all week. So please support. Let's hit the goal. Let's order the food for DSP Tries It. And let's end the show. And we're going to jump into Life is Strange to wrap it up. Okay? So remember, everyone, I'm not here tomorrow. It's my day off for the week. I wish you all the best. Be safe. And when I come back on Sunday, we're going to have a fun return day with a full stream of Bloodborne and then Call of Duty unlocking akimbo guns. That's going to be a super action-packed day of fun. I hope you'll join me on Sunday. And, of course, next week will be awesome with Flight Sim, another politics show, continuing on with all these awesome playthroughs. It should be a great one. So thank you guys so much for a great week. I will see you on Sunday.